So, let me turn my fan down. I wanted to make this video because I know this time of year, a lot of people really struggle with not having a special someone, right, to celebrate Christmas with. I gotta admit, I'm in a weird place in my life right now because I'm learning more and more about myself and about my cycles and about my patterns. And I have discovered that one of my patterns in the past was not trusting myself enough and believing what other people told me about myself. So as an example, if someone tells me, well, you're feeling like this, or no, you don't understand because this is how you see it, it would make me question myself, and I'd be like, is that how I see it? Am I doing that? I'm not doing that anymore. So I've actually discovered when I'm conversing with someone and they try to tell me what my actions are, or what my thought pattern is, or what my feelings are, I'm starting to realize that is their experience, right? That's their view of it. That's their perception based on their current vibrational frequency, like where they're at in life. It doesn't necessarily mean, though, that they're right, because the more I get to know myself, my true authentic self, the more I'm realizing, honestly, who I am and what my intentions are. And I'm never going to let anyone make me doubt my intentions again, because I've always approached people with compassion and curiosity and love. And I know a lot of people, even this whole thing with my ex and my kids and everything that went on, and I kept saying to the officers and the social workers and everybody, I'm like, I just honestly would rather see him get help, because in my heart of hearts, as much as I did not enjoy the things that went on, I never wanted to see him in a place of more pain than he was already in. My ex, I mean. In my heart of hearts, I just want everyone to discover peace. I want everyone to discover there's always opportunity to grow. There's always opportunity to learn. But it doesn't mean that just because you've done bad things, you are a bad person. Our choices reflect our current vibration, of course, and they reflect our current beliefs and experiences. But that doesn't actually make us who we are. It's what we do after we've learned to do better that makes us who we are, right? Like, once the kid realizes that biting hurts, if they keep biting, they need a lesson in why are you wanting to cause harm? But when the first time the child bites and they don't realize how much it hurts, you might have to show them how much it hurts. And I know that sounds strange, but it's true. You can't understand something you haven't experienced, and that's just a fact, right? So that doesn't mean you should be judging the person, though, just because they can't see you for who you really are. It does not mean that you should be angry with them or upset, because that's you asking for validation, and you don't need to be validated. Do you know what I mean? If you are who you are and you know who you are, why validate it? You don't need it validated. You're amazing, right? So I've been peacefully just walking away from a lot of conversations, like, oh, okay, with that in mind. And I actually realized, too, that not only in the past would that have made me doubt myself, I would have continued to put up with it, because I didn't know any better. Now I honestly just don't have the energy for it. So back to the point of the video was about relationships and feeling lonely at Christmas time because you don't have a special someone to celebrate it with. I've reached a point in my journey that it would probably take someone extremely special or a miracle to make me want to date again. Just because I am at a point now where I do know who I am and I do know my purpose here, and I have a crazy amount of faith in the universe and source in my path. I'm not motivated by money or things. I have no attachment to things. Things are just stuff. It's like, this is a made-up matrix. I cannot see myself ever being in a relationship with somebody whose goal is to continue manifesting stuff to stay within this matrix system. I can't see myself ever doing this because I don't like the system. I don't like the way this world works right now. I really don't. I have suffered myself some extreme traumas. I am witnessing other women suffering extreme traumas. I did a paper 2 years ago on a war in Africa that was still, I'm not going to get into this, okay? You can look it up yourself, but it was like one of the most devastating wars for the amount of deaths in such a short period of time. And the way they did it, the psychological part of it was horrible. And I mean horrible, right? It's about wiping out the seed of the old people of the nation. So all men and firstborn children and young sons were murdered, while all the women who didn't get killed or mutilated would be raped so that they would carry the seed of the new power. That's the world we live in. And that's happening in places. If you know anything about war, history of war, or studied sociology of war, you're going to get it. You're going to know what I'm talking about. This is not something that is new to the planet, but it's something that needs to change. So I can't ever see myself as someone who wants to manifest cars or who wants to manifest more money in the bank. I want somebody who understands that the purpose of this, of everything we're doing right now to shift this earth into 5D, to shift into a loving planet of harmony, isn't about stuff. So I get it. I'm in a weird place where it would probably be a miracle before I dated again. But for others of you, and a lot of you too, are gonna have been told by psychic mediums and stuff that maybe you found your twin flame, or this person's the love of your life, or who knows what they've told you. But I want to caution everybody, even as a psychic medium, even for me with my own gifts, I can only see what I'm resonating at, my frequency, my vibration. So I can see multiple realities now for people when I tap into it, but it doesn't mean I'm seeing all the potential. It doesn't mean I'm seeing all the realities, and it doesn't mean I'm seeing everything for their highest good. I've had to learn to discern that not everything should be spoken out loud that I see in my head. Some things are karmic lessons that people have to learn on their own. I also believe that things like true, authentic love is something that should be left to form organically through the person's own story, through their own choices. When you let other people influence your choices, it's going to drag out your lessons, especially if you're in the middle of a karmic lesson. Because the whole point, again, of this journey is to fall in love with yourself, discover who your true, authentic self is, and honor your true, authentic self by not letting other people tell you who you are, who you love. Right? You're supposed to learn how to trust yourself. You're supposed to learn how to connect to yourself. You're supposed to fall madly in love with you and learn how to trust and have faith in you, because you are, what are you? You are God having a human experience, is what you are. You are source energy having a human experience. So we need to stop letting people tell us who we love. We need to stop letting people tell us that this is our next chapter in life. I'm not saying it's not fun for someone to give you hints and ideas and guide you to your next step, your next stage. I dig it. I love being able to help people, but it's not for me to tell them what's coming next. For me, it's about learning to ask the right questions to get them to think about what it is they truly desire. To think, are they truly tapping into their intuition? Are they truly following their heart? Or are they listening to the monkey brain and all the other people chattering in their ears? So, come this Christmas time, if you are feeling heartbroken because the love didn't work out that the psychic medium told you it was going to, or you're finding that you haven't met your person yet and you don't know why, it goes back to you needing to love yourself. That is like the ultimate lesson. So this Christmas, treat yourself the way you wish somebody else would treat you. Take yourself out to the movies. Go buy yourself dinner. Do something that makes you feel warm and special and loved inside. And definitely meditate, okay? This is a big one, guys. If you're not waking up, and I really recommend this, first thing in the morning, your first 30 minutes of the day, while your brain is still half asleep, half awake, and you have a lot of manifestation power right then, meditate. And meditate on things that make you feel light and happy. Not your ego, I mean your heart.